Hey everybody, it's Atheist for the Cause with another video for you, and this one is breaking news pretty much. Just came out a couple hours ago from WikiLeaks. Audio of Seymour Hersh discussing WikiLeaks DNC leaks and Seth Rich. Now, I've already listened to the audio, and to me this is pretty much checkmate to the deep state, the mainstream media, the stuff that Trump supporters have been saying, and some people who don't support Trump but are anti-Clinton, what they've been saying. It's completely vindicated with this audio. So let's have a listen.
The kid, I'll tell you what I know. What I know comes off an FBI report. Don't ask me how you can figure out. I've been around long enough. The kid gets, I don't think he was murdered. I don't think he was murdered because of what he knew. The kid's a nice boy, 27. He was not an IT expert, but he learned stuff. He was a data programmer, but he learned stuff. And so he's living on one street, he's living in a very rough neighborhood. And in the exact area where he'd been, there have been about 10, I'm sure you know all this, there have been about 8 or 9 or 10 violent, robberies, most of them with somebody brandishing a gun. And it's the kid's hand on.
That part is true, that there were a lot of robberies in the area with guns.
I'm sure you know, his hands were marked up. The cops concluded he fought off the people, tried to run, and they shot him twice in the back with a .22, small caliber. And then the kids that did it ran. They got scared, didn't take his wallet. Okay, so what the cops do then, and here's what nobody knows, what I'm telling you. Now, maybe you know something about it. When you have a death like that, D.C. cops, if you're dead, you generally don't just go. You have to find out what's going on. You have to get to the kid's apartment and see what you can find. If he's dead, you don't need a warrant. But most cops get a warrant because they don't know if the guy has a roommate. You need a warrant, so they get a warrant. I'm just telling you, there is such a thing. They go in the house and they can't do much with his computer. It's password. The cops don't know much about it. So the D.C. cops, they have a cyber unit in D.C., and they're more sophisticated. They come and look at it. The idea is maybe he's had a series of exchanges with somebody who says, I'm going to kill you, motherfucker, over a girl, and they can't get in. The cyber.
What he's establishing here is this was a highly encrypted laptop that normally they'd be able to break into this stuff because the D.C. police is, they have better stuff than your typical police for hacking into electronics. So you have to consider that when they had to keep going up the chain to try to get into this laptop. And it's like, well, why was it so encrypted?
Other guys do a little better, but they can't make sense of it. So they call the FBI cyber unit. The DC unit, the Washington field office, is a hot shit unit. The guy running the Washington field office, he's like a 3-star at an army base. He's already looking for 4. You know what I mean? He's going to go with a top job. There's a cyber unit there that's excellent. What you get in a warrant, the public information you get in a warrant doesn't include. It does not include the affidavit underlying why are you going in, what the reasons are. That's almost never available on. I can tell you that the existence of a warrant is a public document 99% of the time. So on the same warrant, they call in the Fed. The Feds get through, and here's what they find. This is according to the FBI report. What they find is he makes first of all, you have to know some basic facts. One of the basic facts is there's no DNC or Podesta email that exists beyond May 22nd, May 21st, 22nd. It's the last email from either one of those groups. And so what the report says that sometime in late spring, we're talking about June, summer's in June 21st, late spring would be after, I presume, I don't know, I just say it says late spring, early summer. He makes contact with WikiLeaks. That's in his computer, and he makes contact. Now, I have to be careful because I met Julianne 10, 12 years. I stay the fuck away from people like that.
I love that part. I stay the fuck away from people like that. He knows what's good for him.
He's invited me, and when I'm in London, I always get a message, come see me as the Ecuadorian ambassador, and there's no fucking way I'm going there. I've got enough trouble without getting photographed by every fucking aide. He's under total surveillance by everybody. But anyway, they found what he had done. He had submitted a series of documents, of emails, some juicy emails from the DNC. And, you know, by the way, all this shit about the DNC, you know, whether hacked or wasn't hacked, but whatever happened, the Democrats
wasn't hacked, he just said. But whatever happened.
Themselves wrote this shit. You know what I mean? All I know is that he offered a sample, an extensive sample, you know, I'm sure dozens of emails, and said, I want money. That later, WikiLeaks did get the password. He had a Dropbox, a protected Dropbox, which isn't hard to do. I mean, you don't have to be a wizard, IT wizard. You know, he was certainly, you know, he's not a dumb kid. They got access to the Dropbox. He also, and this is also in the FDA report, he also let people know with whom he was dealing. And I don't know how he dealt. I'll tell you about WikiLeaks in a second. I don't know how he dealt with the WikiLeaks and the mechanism, but he also, the word was passed according to the FBI report. I also shared this box with a couple of friends. So if anything happens to me, it's not going to solve your problem. Okay? I don't.
So that basically sounds like a dead man's switch type of thing, where, or at least a plan B where if he was killed, this information could, you know, then be given by a friend to, you know, WikiLeaks or whoever to have it published and to get the information out there, so that you can't just target Seth Rich and take out, you know, prevent the information from getting out there.
I don't know what that means. I don't know whether he was... Anyway, but WikiLeaks got access, and before he was killed, I can tell you right now, Brennan's an asshole. I've known all these people for years. Clapper's sort of a better guy, but now rocket scientist. The NSA guy is a fucking moron. And
the NSA guy is a fucking moron. I love that. I love how he says Clapper's a nice guy, but not a rocket scientist, too.
You know, the trouble with all those guys is that the only way they're going to make it to a board or two and get, you know, hired by SAIC to deliver some fat cat contracts is if Hillary stayed in. With Trump, they're gone. You know, they're done. They're going to live on their pension. They're not going to make it. And I got to tell you, guys in that job, they don't want to live on their pension. They
Clapper's already gone.
Want to be on boards like they're make $600,000 for going to 4 visits. I have somebody on the inside. You know, I've been around a long time and I write a lot of stuff. I have somebody on the inside who will go and read a file for me. This person is unbelievably accurate and careful. He's a very high-level guy. He'll do a favor. You're just going to have to trust me. I have what they call it in my business, long-form journalism. I have a narrative of how that whole fucking thing began. It's a Brennan operation. It was an American disinformation, and the fucking president, at one point when they even started telling the press, they were back briefing the press. The head of the NSA was going and telling the press, this fucking cocksucker Rogers, was telling the press that we even know who in the GRU, the Russian military intelligence service, leaked it. I mean, all bullshit.
Do you fucking realize how big this scandal is? Do you have any idea? You want to talk about Watergate? Watergate has nothing on this fucking scandal. According to this Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist, the head of the NSA was going to the media and lying to keep a presidential candidate from winning the presidency. This is deep state disinformation propaganda on its own fucking country to effectively, I don't want to say rig the election, but to tilt the election. Do you have any idea of the danger that causes? In my opinion, that is treason.
They were telling these I worked at the New York Times for fucking years, and the trouble with the fucking New York.
And again, I'm not saying making a legal claim because I don't know, legally what all is included in treason and not, but in terms of, actual practicality, he's going and putting himself above the country and, you know, trying to delegitimize the country to protect his own job. And he's the head of the NSA was literally undermining democracy. Like, that's not hyperbolic. He was trying to change the elections.
New York Times, that they have smart guys, but they're totally beholden on sources. If the president or the head of the CIA tells them something, they actually believe it. I was hired at the Times to write about it, to go after the war, in the Vietnam War in '72, because they were just locked in. So that's what the Times is. These guys run the fucking Times. And Trump's not wrong. I mean, I wish he would calm down and had a better press secretary. You have to be so. Trump's not wrong to think they all fucking lied about him. I can tell you right now.
All right, so there you have it. Trump's not wrong to say they all fucking lied about him. So, and he's talking about the intel agencies and there. So, that includes the mainstream media, because in mainstream media was getting their info from the deep state. So, yeah, you basically have it. I mean, you could say what you want, but this is seriously bigger than Watergate. This vindicates Trump and all of his supporters. It's basically the narrative, the theory that Trump supporters have come up with on how this all went down. And he's even saying that this whole Russia narrative is a plan of disinformation. He talked about that as well. So, even saying specifically that the GRU was involved, which, is a Russian outfit. And that's disinformation. And remember, on my channel, I've gotten one of the videos for you, but it's in the playlist about the elections, that the Illinois Board of Directors said that he was never informed. He was one of the first guys in a lot of this election stuff. He said he was never informed by the FBI that the hacking actually happened from Russia. He was never told that by the FBI. And Senator Rogers had a huge issue with that he was never told, and was shocked that he wasn't told that. Well, this is a complete bullshit narrative. So, it's completely vindicated. There's audio tapes. WikiLeaks has released lots of other audio that I may go over, or I may just put in the description. Haven't decided yet, but there's like Rod Wheeler bullshit in here too. So if you've been arguing that Trump Russia is a false narrative, you should feel completely vindicated, because this is pretty much checkmate. And now we need to go after the people who set this narrative, and we need to go after the media who listened to it, if they believed it or not. Like, if they had legitimate reason to believe it and they just reported, we can't really get too upset about them reporting it. But for sure, the intel agency leaders that have been leaking this information need to be held accountable. And so heads need to roll on this one. But anyways, have a good one, guys. I just wanted to bring you this information, and you should feel extremely vindicated. And yes, Trump's our president. We should stand by him and not buy into the mainstream media narrative bullshit that came from the deep state, which was a false narrative to blame Russia in order to try to help Hillary so that they could keep their jobs. And, it's fucking sick and disgusting. And, don't let tribalism get in the way of what's right here. And you don't have to like Trump, but you certainly shouldn't side with the deep state taking over our government, because if you do that, you will never have power again. If you allow the deep state to take over the country and get whatever president they want in, they will never give that power back. So just consider that the next time you want to be voting for the Democrat. Maybe they won't be against the Republican. Maybe they'll be against the Democrat that you like next time. So, all right. Have a good one, guys. And I hope this makes your day.